Hey, it's Ryan from 2minutetennis.net, and in this video, I'm going to help you win more doubles matches by showing you what you can learn from high-level college doubles. Please consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell. Even share this video with a friend, as those are the best ways to support this channel. All right, be prepared to share this video with your doubles teammates. I'm so excited. I'm going to show you high-level college doubles. There are things that you can easily implement into your own doubles game to win a lot more matches. Let's check out the footage and the analysis, and I'll come back here and I'll diagram it out on the strategy board. All right, first let's watch the point in its entirety, and then we'll diagram it.
Wow. Go, Billy. Wow. I went good. Go, Bears. You gonna do it?
You gotta love the cheering from the crowd there. That was fun. So the first thing, I want you to notice where the returner's partner is. Returner's partner is back on the baseline. This is a great play if the server has a very strong serve and the returner is struggling to get it back cross court. If your opponent has a very strong serve and or the returner is struggling to do what they want with that ball, you most likely do not want to be standing up on the service line, just getting pounded by the net person. That net person is just going to pick on you and you're going to feel constantly under pressure. So it's a good idea to start farther back, to play both back. This gives you time as the returner's partner in case the return is hit near the server's partner and they blast it at you, you have much more time to react to that ball. Now the serve is hit long here on the first serve. So the ball is long, they call it out, and you can see where this player has moved. The returner's partner has moved up to the service line. It's a second serve. It's going to be easier for the returner to handle this ball. I don't see enough recreational players copying this strategy. You'll see them standing on the service line as the returner's partner, no matter what's happening. There is no rule. It's not a rule in tennis that you have to stand on the service line. It's a strategic concept. It's not a rule in the rule books. You are free to stand, like on the first serve, you are free to stand back on the baseline. Even the second serve, if your partner is struggling with the second serve. And I've played matches where I would rather the opponent make their first serve because it's easier. It was faster. It was straighter. And then they have a lot of curve on their second serve. Maybe it's a little slower and I actually find it harder to time it. So this is not just a first serve concept either. This is when your partner, the returner, is struggling with the return, you can stand on the baseline to start the point. Both back is a great way to play doubles when returning a serve. It's a great defensive strategy, and it gives you a lot of time to react to what's going on. So he moves up, second serve. Now, the next idea I want you to start implementing is a fake poach. So we're going to look at the server's partner here. And what I'm going to do is get to the contact, and I'm going to, contact of the serve, I'm going to circle his feet. So this is where he is starting. And I want to show you what he does with his fake poach. He is going to move to his left, making it look like he's going to poach and making it look like the alley is wide open. And then he's going to make sure that he gets back to those green circles by the time the ball is contacted by the returner. So let's play this out. Here comes the serve. You can see him moving over. So you can see that it looks like the alley is wide open and he has moved to his left. Now, if we take this to the contact, there's the ball being contact, and look, his feet are back on the green circles again. So he is hearing the serve being contacted. He's moving over, and then around the time the ball bounces, he then moves back and gets all the way into position. It's like he didn't even move from a standpoint of where he's standing. But it is messing with this guy's head because he is having to kind of out of the corner of his eye, and really you can see where his head is looking. He's actually looking straight ahead, not at the contact, which is a good thing for this team. It's a good thing for this team. you want to get in your opponent's head with your movement. So when you make this fake poach, you're doing it to hopefully bait them into hitting down the line, and then you can hit your volley down the middle. You can hit it at the feet of the returner's partner. This is a great way to make it look like you're going to poach. It forces your opponent to take their eye off the return, but you're not giving up the alley any more than you were when you started the point. This is an underutilized strategy in recreational doubles. And the way you do it and implement this is very simple. When you hear your partner serve, you move to your left. Well, you move toward the center a little bit. But when you notice the serve bounce, then you move back. And you want to get back to where you started by the time the ball is struck. And you could see that he did that with the circles that I drew on his feet. Now, I'm already so excited about this video because those first two tips can easily help you win an extra 3, 4, 5 points per match. No kidding. And if you win an extra 5 points in a match, those are 5 points that your opponents didn't win. So it's actually a 10-point swing. It's a change of 10 full points that are occurring in that match. So for every point that you win, that's one less point that your opponent wins. That's why it's so important that you can win a few extra points each match. So let's go to the next idea. And this has to do with the returner's partner. Now, when the ball is behind you, it's important that you focus on the opposing net player, that you look at that player. So what I mean by behind you is this serve just came to the returner. So when it comes to the returner's partner, the ball is behind him. He cannot see the ball. So where should he look? He should look at the opposing net player. Why? Because that's the first player who he'll have to contend with. The first player who can hit a ball in a one-up-one-back situation is the net player. So you need to worry about the net player first, and you want to look at that player. We can see from his head, we can see the side of his hat right there. We can see the side of his hat. So we can tell that his head is looking at the net player, and he's going to notice if the net player, this player right here, is going to hit the ball by his racket and his movement. The return is hit cross court, and watch his head. Watch his head. His head turns. See that? See that head turn? He can tell that the volleyer is not making contact with the ball. He can tell that the ball is going cross court by this player's reaction. He's not hitting the ball, so he knows the ball must be going to the baseliner. So he turns his focus to the baseliner and he charges forward. There's no need for him to be on the service line anymore because the net player is not hitting the ball. Since the ball is getting hit cross court, he can move forward, cut off angle, and close off the net to try to volley. And watch, that's exactly what happens. He goes forward. There's no reason for him to be on the service line anymore. Now, remember the rule. When you're at the net and the ball is behind you, focus on the other net person. So, let's look at this player's head. We can tell he is looking at the opposing net player because the ball is behind him. When you're at the net and the ball is behind you, focus on the opposing net player, which he does. Now, it would be a big mistake for the baseliner to hit it to this player, to the net player, because this net player is going to blast it here. He's going to hit it through the middle. He's going to easily win this point. So it's vital when you're in the back that you avoid the opposing net player. So he correctly hits this ball cross court. Now that you can see this player was hoping to move over and get that ball, but he can tell it's way far away from him. Again, this player looking at him, looking to see if he's going to hit that ball. The ball is hit cross court. So immediately, this player starts focusing on the baseliner again. Now, where does this ball go? It's sharp cross court. So a couple things occur here. Remember, this player moved forward. The net player moved forward, but he didn't get the ball. So he now needs to start going back. Now, not only do you need to go back in this situation, but this baseliner is running off the court. So he needs to move back, but also to his left. That's the windshield wiper idea. When your partner moves off the court, you need to move with them. So watch how he moves back at an angle. He moves back. Watch this player move back. He moves back at an angle to the service line and in the middle. The reason he's in the middle is he's trying to cover half the court on his left and his right. If your partner runs completely off the court, you need to be in the very center of the court. So you're equidistant to the entire court, left of you, right of you. He moved back because his partner was in trouble running off the court, and he moved over into the center of the court because his partner was running off the court. So if you follow these simple strategy tips and recommendations, there's no doubt you're going to win a lot more points.
That was such a cool point to diagram. And what I love is that you can watch tennis for the entertainment aspect, but you can also watch it for the educational aspect as well. And that's what I hope these videos bring to you. So let's check this out. Let's say your opponent has a really strong serve. You do not have to start on the service line as the returner's partner. You can start back on the baseline. Give yourself time to react. The Bryan brothers do this all the time. Professional doubles players all the time will return serve from a both back position if the server is really strong, if the returner is really struggling with the serve, if the net player is super good at poaching and doing a lot of poaching and you don't want to deal with a ball coming at you, just start back. You'll have plenty of time to react to that ball. The serve was long, you could see in that point. So when the player is going to hit their second serve, and if it's a serve that the returner can handle quite easily, then you can start up on the service line again. Just that strategy there is going to help you win more points when you are returning serve against a very strong server. So serve comes in. The moment the serve was struck, this player hears it and then reacts to it. And he moved over to his left, trying to get in this guy's head. He's trying to mess with him and saying, oh, I'm poaching, hopefully to have this player take his eye off the ball. I can tell you from my experience, if I'm returning serve and I see the player move, it makes me focus on that player because I'm thinking, oh, are they going to move? Are they really poaching? Are they going back? Are they faking? It gets me thinking about something other than the ball. And that's when I usually frame it, I miss, and well, it's one of the many reasons why I'm not on the Pro Tour. But making that move is going to mess with your opponent. So try this every so often. When you hear your partner serve, and this, if you notice, by the way, and I should have told you this, if you notice he did this only on the first serve. So if you want to do this only on the first serve, that's fine. I totally get it. Sometimes it can be hard to do this on the second serve because your opponent starts further up and you don't have the time to get back over, by the time they make contact. So I would say this is more of a first serve strategy. Move over and then move back, right? So you're going to move over, and then when you see the serve bounce, you then get back by the time they contact. You move over and then get back, and you want to be back to your original position by the time the ball is contacted. Now, when the ball is being contacted, you want to, as the returner's partner, focus on this player. You want to focus whenever the ball is behind you. You want your eyes looking at the net player. This is a simple rule that you can remember. When you are up in the court and the ball is behind you, your eyes need to focus on the opposing net player. That's the player who can hurt you first. So why not look at the person who's going to hit the ball first so that you can react? That one tip, I've had people very recently on court and they say, oh my gosh, now that I'm looking at this player, if my opponent does hit it right to them and they smash it to me, I can see that they're hitting it to me and I can react to it faster because I'm not wondering, oh, who's going to hit it? There's a priority when it comes to where you look when the ball is behind you. So look at the opposing net player, and then when they do hit it to you, you'll be able to react much more easily to that situation. Now, the ball didn't go to the net player. The ball went really correctly cross court. So the ball was hit cross court. This returner's partner then correctly moved forward. You're on the service line because you want to see what type of return is hit. You want to see if the server's partner is poaching. If the return is hit cross court and it's a good, strong return, then staying on the service line is no longer needed because you're on the service line to react to this player's shot. Well, this player's not hitting the ball. So you then move forward and the situation reverses, right? This whole situation reverses. Now, this is the attacker. The server's partner, remember, the ball is behind you. The ball is being hit by the baseliner. So you're going to focus on the returner's partner. You're going to focus on the other net player. Anytime the ball's behind you, you focus on the other net player. This player, the baseliner, should then hit it cross court. But if you remember, he hit it so far off cross court that it pulled the returner way off the court. And this player was left to be by themselves. They were actually by themselves. When the ball pulls your partner off the court and they're in trouble, you want to move back, but you also want to follow them. So you end up moving back to the center of the court. You actually move diagonally. These strategies are something that you can easily implement into your recreational leagues, your club matches. These are things that don't just win you 1 point or 2 points in a match, but copying these strategies win you 5, 6, 7, 8 extra points every match. That is the difference between losing a set 7-5 and winning a set 6-4. That is literally the difference. Your goal is to win in a match 55% of the points. If you can win 55% of the points, it is an absolute lock that you are going to win that match. And on average, you're going to win the sets 6-3. Start implementing these strategies. Play both back when you're against a strong server. Fake a poach. Getting the returner to take their eye off the ball, they'll shank a lot of them, and they'll often just hit the ball right to you thinking you did poach, and then you can put the ball away. When the ball is behind you, look at the opposing net player because they're the first player you're going to have to contend with. And when your partner gets pulled off the court and in trouble, move with them, but move back so that you can handle that next shot. You start implementing these double strategies, there is no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.